first. My name is Kenneth Bird. My company is Black Series Edition LLC, Crystal Edge Technology Screens, and our FLEVT company. Oh man, we're doing some demonstration today on our ultra short projector. This is my, get the model number right, NEC UM361X by NEC. I said it the first time, I said it the second time. Anyway, so this projector cost me $60. That's it. It's a 720p projector. It has a 4,000 to 1 contrast, which some people wouldn't touch with a 10-foot pole because it's an old projector. So I think 2012 or 2011 they were discontinued. But anyway, with our technology that we have for our customers, they don't have to go out and spend the money for expensive projectors. Some people go out and spend projectors for very high contrast levels, a high resolution, in order to be able to pick up a TV-like quality projection. And that's the whole purpose of the ultra short throw. If you're watching demonstrations on ultra short throws, they should not be in dark environments. They're not supposed to be in dark environments. They're designed to basically try to replace the TV as best as possible. Now, of course, if you're watching some movies and stuff like that, you're going to be in the dark. But in the dark for watching TV shows and just about everything you use, no, that's not supposed to be. And keep in mind, an ultra short throw projector is sitting right on top of the screen. You don't have a distance throw in there, which means you're not sitting back at 10 feet. You're not sitting back at 16 feet from a screen. You're sitting right on top of the screen, which means the distance throw is pretty much not there, and you should be able to pick up higher colors, higher white levels, and most importantly, contrast, but your screen should not be washing out. So let me see where I put that at. You always lose it. It's here somewhere. Where is it? Constantly lose this thing all the time. Oh, it's over here. Okay. So the bottom line is, you have the wrong screen. I've been talking about this for years. I've been telling people this for years, that you have the wrong screen. Yeah, people up there that'll say, hey, because I have the P2 projector, you're supposed to use it on the gray screen. No, you're not supposed to use it on the gray screen. Doesn't make a difference if you have 2 million to 1. You can't register, you can't read it. There's a reason why when you watch people, and I've seen a bunch of them with these projectors, every single one of them sit in dark environments. We got another fellow comes up on YouTube. He shows off this projector quite a bit. And this demonstration, he has lights behind the back of the screen to try to give off the illusion that it's a well-lit environment. And he has lights at the bottom, trying to again give off the illusion that the area is well lit. No. Light is supposed to be directly on top of the screen at all times. Now we're in the garage, of course it's commercial lighting in here, you know, we have average, normal lighting. Our lighting here is much brighter. And on top of that we have the halo system sitting right over top of the screen to allow the screen to be able to take in more light. But you're supposed to be to do this and have your screen still generate a 100% black level. So the problem you have here, a minute, grab this, I think this is with it, I'm not sure. Where are you? Where are you? Make sure we put that up. Oh, here we go. This is the 1/4. It's not this one. We got 2 of these fire sticks running around here, didn't know which one was which. So what we have here in the middle, we have the light screen. That's a very high-end, ultra short throw, certified projection screen. We have a white sheet of paper, which resembles a white screen. I've been through this a dozen times that people have white screens. Your screens, 2.0, 0.0, what do you want to call it? They match t-shirts, bed sheets, everything. So there's no real difference in that, and I've tested all that before, and I've been through that. The white sheet of paper does the exact same thing as a white screen. It does. Done it already. But anyway, we used to have Elite white screen in here, did the same as Elite white screen. But anyway, the white surface. So this is what you pick up. Our projectors are 4,000 to 1, which means it doesn't require, it's 4,000 to 1. It's very low for a projector contrast level. But again, with our technology, not a problem. So that means customers don't have to go out and spend all this money for these expensive high contrast projectors, which are going to cost you a lot of money, in order to achieve the Infinity One. Because with our technology, you can read it regardless of your projector. Keep in mind, we don't support knockoffs. So let me get this real quick. I've seen so many people do this in their demonstrations, and literally, they will darken the environment for the screen. You know you're not supposed to do that, right? You're going to be showing a monitor next to a screen. Your environment has to be in the same environment as the monitor. It's not the other way around. Monitors don't have to be in the dark. They don't require it. Projector screens have to go through that. So I've seen that happen multiple times in demonstrations where people will take a monitor, stick it in the same dark environment as a projector screen. Look, it does the same. No, it doesn't. No. You can't read it. I'm going to be in a forum site today with this demonstration. And like I said, it's a simple and basic demonstration. The Infinity Starfield. You should be able to read this. We send them over all the time. Anytime I pop into a forum site, and the first thing they're talking about their contrast levels, that's what I send over to them. This infinity level right here. And we said, turn all your lights on. Put it in a fully lit environment. They can't do it. Screen to washout. So that means you spent that kind of money for a projector. You spent that much money for a screen, and you can't get this thing to operate while the lights are on. So let me get this straight. You can walk through your house with your cell phone. You can watch that Starfield. But the minute you walk into your theater room, you have to turn out the lights to get the Starfield to pull. You got the wrong screen. So yeah, it's a message to everybody on YouTube. Everybody on YouTube, except for our customers. Our customers don't have this issue. And if you have a gray screen, certified screen, you have the wrong screen. Your projector is doing absolutely nothing. What you're sitting in the dark and what you think you're seeing, you're not even getting. You're almost equal to the people who claim to have 4K and they use compress. That's what you're doing. It's all a lie. You got the ultimate smoke and mirror package. That's what you have. You have the ultimate smoke and mirror package. And for any certified screen right now who wants to challenge me on that one in court, bring it. You'll show up, no problem. You can't see an Infinity 1 contrast level. You're going to tell me, you're going to argue with me in court about this screen right here, picking up a 100% Infinity black level next to this technology? Please do. And bring it. I have no problem with that. Because you can't read it. We've been preaching that for years. And keep in mind, it's going to get to the point where we're going to have to start taking companies to court due to the fact that we had that right, not you. You can't say you have a black level. You don't read black level. What shade of black are you particularly picking up? Because I'm curious to know what you're picking up. So, if you are required to have high expensive projectors with insane amount of contrast, still won't fix the problem. If you're required to be in dark and controlled environments, you don't have black. Black is going to show whether the lights are on or off. Just like a white screen is a neutral color. It's going to show up whether the lights are on, it's going to produce white. So, with that being said, we're going to be sending out some cease and desist orders to some companies because at the end of the day, we have that right. You can't take that platform. That's our platform. Because we're the only ones who have that capability. Unless there's another screen out there claiming to be black. But carbon black is a black screen. Technically, it's black. It does have that right to say that it has an Infinity 1 attached to it. How dark the Infinity 1 is, well, that's here to say. That's a different story. But still, at the end of the day, it is a black screen. It can read the Infinity 1. The Series C, no, cannot read it. Because it came up gray. And that's where it messed up. That's the worst thing you want to happen to any black technology. The last thing you want, because they're already accused of being dark gray screens to begin with to produce higher white levels. This is why we have to do this black versus black demonstration. We have to do pour outs, all that stuff. When I go on for a contract, they have us bring us black paint and they pour them out side by side. They have to make sure what they're buying is an actual black screen, because what some people will do to fake the white levels, they will make a really dark gray screen and try to pass it off as black. We know all this stuff already. So yeah, you gotta go through all this stuff. So if your screen comes up gray on the first, that's, it lights out. They won't touch you with a 10-foot pole. Anyway, let's get back to this. So, bottom line is, yeah, you have an ultra short throw, you got the wrong screen. People have been telling you about gray screens, it works better with a gray. Why are they all in the dark? You're on a projector that's sitting this close to the screen. That's like me taking a 5,000 lumen projector and pushing it this close to a screen. Even at 3,000, you're that close to a screen. How in the world are you not reading the Infinity 1 level? And mind you, P2s have a whopping 2 million to 1 contrast sitting on that projector, and every single one sits in the dark. Every single one. That's the same thing when I was watching about the IWA projector and how they were complaining about the lights that were 21, as soon as you're about 21 feet in the air, that weren't even near the screen at all. And they're complaining about that light. If you're complaining about 21 feet in the air lights, what's going to happen when you're in someone's home and you're at 8 feet, maybe 9.5 feet, average ceiling height? What's going to happen then? Setting that up for the next demonstration, I'm going to put a monitor up there. Now, my monitor doesn't have to be OLED. It's a monitor. It has a black screen. Unless it had people saying, well, it has to be OLED. You don't understand jack about technology, so don't even start. See this right here? I'm talking about the naysayers. You see this monitor? See how it's black right here? That means it picks up a darker contrast level. Now, if I had the old CRTs from back in the day, and I'm 55 years old, so I've been around since, God knows how long I've been around. Oh, a long time. Gee, I've been around since the 45s, the 78s, the reel-to-reel. Yeah, I had one 68, so I would have hit that era too. The 8-track player. Yeah, I've been around for a bit, just to put it that way. Anyway, the old screens when I was growing up were gray. And they didn't pick up contrast, they just pick up darker shades of gray, which I realize now as I got older and I started basically getting more into technology. These right here, the difference in OLEDs just pick up a much more concentrated black level. My cell phone has an OLED screen on it. This will be for the next. Oh, so better. So when people say, what about the color? It's not, we're not talking about color. Contrast, you can't read color anyway. We've been to this already. They don't pick up color. You need contrast, and you need black and white levels balanced to read color correctly. It's not just people say, oh, you have to have a brighter screen to pick up better color. If that was the case, the white screen would be the most expensive screen because it picks up the highest white level. So no, that theory is thrown out the window. No, the lighter your screen, the poorer your color becomes. The poorer your contrast becomes. The poorer your ambient light rejection technology becomes. And then for those who have ultra short throws, well, again, I don't care how much money or how much a person convince you at the Best Buy or whatever you go to at the end of the day, or Amazon where you buy it from, or whatever description they put in there, you can't see it. The projector mapping capabilities that produces a pure 100% black level, many screens will pick it up. They can't read it. Only that black technology. So when I come on here and I say your projector does not work without our technology, I'm not joking with you. Go ahead. I'm going to put a challenge on this today. I'm expecting to see this completed within a week for everybody on YouTube. You have an ultra short throw projector? Show me a demonstration of a star field in a full lit environment, and I want to see direct light on top of the screen. You see that system we have there? That's what I want to see. I'll put a link where we purchase ours at. You can go buy it yourself. I want to see that on your screen. I want to see you in a full lit environment. I don't want to see any fake demonstrations at all. I'm going to put a link at the bottom, and I want to see this. If you don't believe me, at the end of the day, you can do it yourself. Let me see that star field pop up. And it's going to be a shame watching these machines or those people staying away from it because they can't do it. And you should be able to do this outside too, with no problem. Without any windows, no doors, nothing to protect you in any way whatsoever. I can read a star field on an Optima GT 5500 at 140 inches outside. And I've done it. I got it actually on my channel. Also did it at 250 inches, 180 inches, do 150 inches. I've done it at 126, 135. Yeah. Just about it. I even bounced it off a ceiling, which we all saw that, with the lights on. Off floors, on site, you name it, we've done it. So, your projector doesn't work. That's what it comes down to. I'll put the link at the bottom of the Optima GT 5500 outside. Without our technology, your projector, ultra short throw, will not react like a TV at all. You can't read the contrast level. And if you're thinking the contrast level is not important, then why would you pay for it if it's not important? If it's not an important commodity to have, why did you pay for it? They're just paying for stuff that you don't really actually need. Actually do need the contrast. Contrast plays a role in everything. It's in your movies, it's in your sports, it's in your gaming, it's in everything. You want to have people get ultra short lives, but they want them like a TV-like experience. I hear them when I go to Best Buy. I was looking at that giant piece of furniture, the Epson, which is a huge freaking projector. I can't believe how big those things are. But anyway, I heard the woman talking about, yeah, because I want like I'm replacing the TV, and I want a more like TV-like experience with the projector. And I'm hearing this whole conversation. The guy saying, well, you know, this one has like an insane amount of contrast. You know, it'll pick up the black levels. You'll be able to pick up your color, look just like a TV. Lie, lie, lie. Well, good thing you lie to them, because guess what? That's more business for us. Now, my projector over here is not no P2. It's not an Epson LS800. It's not an expensive Samsung or LG. It's none of them. It is an NEC UM361X. This projector cost me, guess how much? $60. Do you have any idea how much that hurts for someone when we go into a room where they're showing off a screen that they paid a whopping maybe $7,000, $8,000 for, or even $4,000, even $2,000? That's still a lot of money. And they turned around and they spent almost like between $3,000 to $5,000 for their projector, and they can't do this. Do you know how much of an impact of a wake-up call that is? How much money they just spent at the end of the day? And I can come in here on a piece of dirty plywood with the mother of all screens, and I can show a demonstration with lights right over top my screen, fully lit environment, and I can do it at a projector that costs $60, and a screen, if I chose to do 400 inches, would cost me under $400. It's a lot of money floating out the window right now, ain't it? You know, see, you know, the cartoons where you see the bags of money floating out the window wearing wings? Yeah. You can keep none of that. Now, it's not their fault in the day because they don't know who we are. That's why we're going out there, to broadcast everywhere so people know who we are. This is going to save people a lot of money. And for those of you at the end of the day who are just like the rest of us, they're not going to spend that kind of money to begin with. You don't have to. You don't have to go out and spend a whopping all this money because you need higher contrast levels so you can get the screen to work because it's not functioning correctly. You can go out and spend $200 for your projector. You find one like mine, you get it like $60. I got one for a good deal for around $60. $200 for a projector, probably under the $400 mark if you're going to get a Sony or one of them. And that's it. Does it matter if it has an HDMI port? No. Does it matter if it has a high amount of contrast? No. We can actually produce this screen outside at 1,000 lumens easily. Does it matter if it's 4K, so it's a 720p, but it's 720p outside is producing that beautiful, and you don't need all that. What about the contrast level? You're right, you don't need that either. It's not needed. So, yeah, you can save thousands of dollars. And you can make your screen out of anything, because the screen outside was made out of cardboard. Actually, United States Postal Shipping boxes. Straight and to the point. Your ultra short throw setup does not work. Your screens don't work. And they're not compatible with your projector. But if they were, you could do this. I love when I get that, turn the lights out. It doesn't make a difference. If you have to turn the lights out in order to basically see an improvement, you failed already. The minute you say, turn the lights out, so you can try to get a better picture, you failed already. It's an ultra short throw projector. You seen the promo demonstration for the P2? Did they do that whole demonstration in a really dark environment? No, they didn't. They did it in a fully lit environment to give you the feeling that this is going to replace the TV. You're going to be using a projector in an environment. Break all the stereotypes about why you can't use projectors in fully lit environments. We're going to show you that this is going to be used in a fully lit environment. The people who developed the P2 itself can't even use that projector in a fully lit environment. I've seen their promo demonstrations. Most of them, two of them are, actually both of them are AI. They can't even use that machine in a fully lit environment. So how are they going to say you can use it because you can't use it either? You'll be stuck in the dark like they're stuck in the dark. And if you use it on a white screen, good gracious. Yeah. I got that from one time. I was talking to a company one time, and the guy, a projector company, he was like, well, you don't have to worry about it because, you know, the projector has a great amount of contrast, and it's going to give you those real dark levels. I said, so I'm going to read 100% black. That's what you're telling me. Because you know, if he tells me something else different, he committed fraud. So you're telling me that projector reads a 100% Infinity 1 black level. Well, not really. Not really. It gives off a deep contrast level, like darker black. No, but you just said black levels. Does it read black or does it read gray? Which one is it? This is why people don't like to have me in their forum sites, because they challenge what they say and I know what I'm talking about. So you have to tell me, what does that projector produce? Can that projector produce an Infinity 1 contrast? Am I going to see a 1% black level when I hit that screen? Does it have the capability? And you break it down, you're going to pick up darker shades. Yeah, I thought so. That's how we got Valva. We cracked Valva. We had to go in there and question their projector and got them to admit the projector was a 1080p based machine. It's not 4K. Same thing with the GM Go projector. Got one there. Cracked them too. So it's simple and plain. I know the rules at the end of the day. You have to tell me, does that machine have the ability to produce that Infinity 1 contrast level if I hit a white screen? Will I generate that 100% black level? I don't want to hear the technical nonsense. Straight to the point. Tell me what it is. Now what's he going to do? Because they're being told when they sell projectors, they go to a training course. They're told to say certain things in order to be able to detour a customer's conversation to their vantage point, so that way they can basically sell you what they need to sell you. I know that nonsense already, so I know how to talk to them. And once you cut down all those barriers and you leave them nothing with no support whatsoever, they got no choice but to tell you. And that's how we were able to crack them, because I know what I had to ask. They can't do it because they don't know what they're talking about. They can't get that information out of them. We can, because we got years and years of studying underneath our belts, and we know what we're talking about. We walk into a forum site. You ain't going to convince me that nonsense at the end of the day. What are you talking about? That's not real. Tell me, I developed black technology. I know at the end of the day that projector can't do that. If it could, that means that right now at a 4,000 to 1 contrast, and you don't have to have a powerful, you don't have to have a ton of contrast in order to generate a black level. Well, not black level, a shade of gray. You don't need a lot to do it. You don't have to have a whopping 2 million. You don't need all that. Because at that particular time when this projector came out, the 4,000 was more than enough. If it wasn't, they would have never sold it with the 4,000 attached to it. If it wasn't enough. So I'm pretty sure when that machine came out, when it was popular, and they were selling them, they were bragging about the whopping 4,000 to 1 contrast. Because if it wasn't good enough, it would have never been on the projector to begin with, and this projector would have never hit the market. Simple and plain. It's easy to manipulate someone at the end of the day who doesn't do research. It is. I'm not trying to say that people are stupid. No, they're not. But they expect for you to not to know much, so that way they can basically overpower you on what you think you should know and how you should react. Protocol. Instead of showing you. That's why we come out here and do demonstrations. We don't just talk about it. We show you so you can see it. Your ultra short throw projector is absolutely useless. It doesn't work correctly. If you can't read the contrast, you won't read color. And in order for this technology to read a white level, you wouldn't be able to see the stars either. That'd be virtually impossible. So everybody talks about contrast. Everybody wants that OLED kind of display because they want to match those TVs, the OLED TVs. You can't match that TV at all. Well, that's basically what it comes down to. There should be everything for that. I'm not looking for here. Very simple, plain demonstration. So, yeah, you put the link at the bottom. We can get where we have the star fill. It's easy to find. Screensaver. Do a little test on your ultra short throw. Or turn all your lights on in your environment. Fully lit environment. We call it the mother of all screens challenge. You turn all your lights on in your environment. I want it nice and bright in there. Open up the windows, brighten it up in that bad boy. You should be able to read it because we've done dozens of demonstrations. We do this outside easily. So, and you put that star field on and see what happens to your screen. That's the reality that kicks in for you when you watch your screens turn to these colors. And realize the money, God forbid if you spent the money for one of these right here, you're going to get a bigger hit. But if you have gray paint at the end there, gray screen paint, you're not picking up jack. You can't read that. All right. I got to set up another one with the monitor system. So let's see how close these screens come to basically producing a star field right next to an actual monitor. I'm going to turn this around this way. I think I'm going to do it this way instead. Looks like a problem on its side. Well, I know some of you are probably saying, yeah, but you're saying that because you want people to only buy your product. Yes, that's true. Because my product is the only one that actually works. But I'm going to give you a nice little challenge. It's a wake-up call for anybody. For the mother of all screens, it is your wake-up call. You go take the link, and we're going to put it down below, and I want you to mimic the exact same demonstration. I want to see light right over the top of your screen. If you have condensed lighting, push it in the direction of your screen, because it should be able to absorb it. You'll find out you don't have ambient light rejection, which your screen does not have. And you will also find out that your screen doesn't have an infinity 1, which means your projector can't read it. Your projector can't help you in this situation. This is going to come down. I don't care if you turn your contrast all the way up. Hey, max it out. You can't read it. Now, the other screen, like I said, that does have an infinity 1, it's the carbon. The carbon black does have an infinity 1 attached to it. It's a black screen. But the difference between the carbon and us is the carbon costs a lot of money. We don't cost that kind of money at the end of the day, and the carbon requires, I think they said, an 8,000 lumens projector to kick. We can do it for way less than that. We can do it at 50,000, or not 50,000, but too much, 50 lumens to 1,000. We can kick outside at 1,000 lumens. So that's a big difference between 1,000 lumens outside and 8,000 lumens inside. But still, it does pick up an infinity 1. As for the $60 Series C, number one, not black. Number two, doesn't have rear, or doesn't have no knowledge in any way. They don't know anything about rear projection technology. So get that. They don't know what they're talking about. So that's out the door. They're not ultra short though compatible, which they can't do this demonstration to begin with. And the majority of that screen spends most of its time in basically in dark environments or sitting on the floor. Other problem you have is the screen technically didn't come out black. It came out gray. It literally came out that color right there. So that's a huge, massive red flag. On top of that, there's no testing on the product in any way whatsoever, and there's no customer reviews on any of the products at all. So good luck with that one. Oh, and last but not least, the range gain is non-existing. So basically, it's a fictional screen. That's what they call them. Because if he goes into a forum site and they're going to go to his page and read through his stuff, because they do it all the time, and they're going to come back and say, hey, what the frick is range gain? What's he going to do? Is he going to stay in the room and have that conversation, or is he going to leave? Because you can't go in there and talk about some polymer and all that other. No, these people know what they're talking about. So they're going to shut that down in a hot second. They're going to be just like me. They're going to say, no, I didn't ask you about all that. I asked you, what's the difference? What is range gain? How do you obtain this? Show me. Because I just went through your website and I can't find anything on it by what you just said. I can't find any videos. You're going to do the same thing I just did. They're going to search his YouTube channel. They're going to search everywhere to try to find this. And if they don't find it, they're going to come back and they're going to call bullcrap on it. That's why we don't see them in forum sites, ever. We never see any of them in forum sites. They can't go in there. Because there's 100 of my kind. There's 1 million of my kind sitting on those forum sites. They're going to ask the same questions I asked. It's a basic question. Any customer is going to ask that basic question. How do I achieve this level? They're not going to go for the lower gain. How do we achieve that? Anyone's going to ask that question. How are you going to basically deny a question that you basically put in that you don't have the answer to? And there you go. That's why it's considered to be a fictional paint. That's what we call it, fictional. All right, let me move on. Got things to do. But there is no other paint but us. And the other one is the carbon. All right, so let me see. And I still want to test against the carbon. So as you can see, Simple and plain in the demonstration, as I said before. And but I'm going to use an ultra short throw. That thing's not ultra short. Well, no, it's not even gray. Forget it. They're not even ultra short throw compatible. I can't even work with ultra. I don't even know how that's possible. I still baffle about that one. How do you know? I can see about these screens right here because they have a reflective surface that can plague ultra short throws. But a paint? No, you should not. Never. No. There's something weird about that. That's really weird. It doesn't work on that. And at a 2000 mark, that's nothing to it. It's a 2000 mark, which means you can operate projectors at 2000 and up. We can operate at 50 lumens and 2000, 1000, 50 lumens. It doesn't make a difference. Under the 2000 mark, we can operate just about everything we want. Yeah, that doesn't go well either. There's a Hitachi projector. I think they're around 1500, and the Panasonics are around 15, 16. That's what they are. You can't operate any of the Panasonics, none of them at all, period. There you go. As I said before, no, your projector doesn't work. And if I do a YouTube field trip on the P2 projector and the high-end projectors, every single one of them is stuck in the dark. Not just them, every single one is stuck in the dark. Projector is less than a foot away from a screen. You should not be in that environment. All right, when I come back, and let's put the monitor on, Starfield, and we're going to have Starfield here, and let's see if any of the screens can read next to a monitor. Because monitor can pick up in here, my cell phone can pick up in here. Let's see if these screens can pick up. Be back. Gotta go, and God bless.